Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Mia Tormpi, and this is my senior project, Heritage in Motion, which is my action about contemporary adaptations on folk performing arts. Before starting the performance, I wanted to ask you guys, what were your childhood songs? Guys, I'm open to questions or like responses. Can I see some hands in the crowd? Guys, this is supposed to be engaging.
Me too, I'm thinking.
Wait, like childhood folk songs?
Well, like any song. Oh, I turned off my mic. Like any song. Use Malaya.
I like a song from Texas A&M.
That's a good one. There's some other. Yes, you.
I mostly like to listen to like classical music when I was little. It's like that's what my mom would put on.
Interesting. Is there any responses in the crowd?
Lucy.
Oh, Lucy?
I still listen to a lot of Justin Bieber.
Yes, I feel like that's a very popular choice. Anybody else want to say their favorite childhood song?
Heavy metal.
That's a good choice. Some of those songs are one of my childhood songs too, but also the karaoke songs that my dad would sing during our long karaoke sessions while I was little. And sometimes I wonder why those songs were never like popular on the radio, but I really felt that it was like on the same level. And I feel like that has led me into my project because from a young age, music has been such an important part of my life. This is seen through like my karaoke singing. Like I sing karaoke a lot, and since the 6th grade, I was composing music, and I've been composing music since. And music just really provides me a way to connect with other people's cultures and also to express myself. And I wanted to compose music inspired by folk songs of the countries that I researched and put it into a modern representation with these instruments that you guys see on the stage right now. It's because many younger generations, I feel, especially in immigrant communities, feel detached from their heritage, and I believe it's important to honor other people's culture. And additionally, Western media dominates global culture, which makes traditional practices often seen as outdated, similar to how I wondered why the traditional Filipino karaoke songs my dad sang weren't as popular as the one I heard on the radio in my childhood. And a common motif I found in my research is how some people believe that adapting folk music doesn't preserve the authenticity, but I believe folk music can be incorporated into modern music or modern instrumentation. Today, I will feature how contemporary adaptations of folk music contribute to cultural preservation, focusing on my 3 countries that I researched: the Philippines, Japan, and India. Across all 3 of these cultures, folk music begins as a reflection of regional traditions, but through modern adaptations, it evolves and remains relevant in today's society. So first of all, in the Philippines, folk music is deeply shaped by regional diversity and historical influences, including the Spanish, like Islam culture, and indigenous traditions. For example, in Luzon and Visayas, Spanish influence led to the use of string instruments, such as the rondalia, and Mindanao Islamic traditions emphasize gong-based ensembles like the kulitan, and indigenous groups use instruments made from natural materials like bamboo and wood. But in the piece that we'll play for you guys today regarding the Philippines, you'll hear more of the Spanish influence on the music. Overall, these differences show how geography and culture directly shape musical traditions. And so now may I present to you guys the Philippines. represent Kundiman, which are Filipino traditional love songs. And the story I had in mind while composing this was Harana, or Filipino courtship. This can be heard through the inspirations I took from a couple of folk songs such as Cariñosa, Bakyamo Ningning, and Pandaco sa Ila, which all based around like love and like this waltz. Another like reason why I chose this waltz vibe of a song was to represent the significance that Filipino waltzes have on my identity. Yeah. So next piece that will play for you guys is Japan, but I'd like to run down on the research that I had first. So with Japan, folk music reflects a mix of historical influence and modernization. Originally, many Japanese instruments like the koto came from China, and over time, Japan developed its own unique musical identity. However, a growing concern with increasing Western influence due to tourism and mass media was that musicians would adapt their performances to gain popularity rather than to stay authentic to their culture. For example, the Yoshida brothers, or popular musicians who used the tsugaru shamisen, or a Japanese string instrument, would play arrangements, compose new pieces, or collaborate with different instruments or artists. By shifting the original festival intent of the folk performing arts into an more accessible mass performance for both Japanese and tourists, Japanese performers have the opportunity to continue practicing their culture and adapt with the times. These adaptations give performers a new sense of purpose. It helps preserve culture through visibility, and it also allows the younger generations to connect with their culture. So, next is Japan. You guys enjoy! So this piece takes inspiration from the Cherry Blossom folk song, and also very largely the scales, which differ from the Western scales in like pop music. And the story I had in mind with this piece was a person grieving as oh wait, how did I word this? Oh, as they're like getting spirited away after the loss of a loved one. Like you guys can really hear this with the creepy clarinet and saxophone part in the beginning. Like that's like the creepy part of it. It's like the whole story I had in mind. And I took more of an artistic liberty with this piece because I was really intrigued with the not so Western scales this time. And so lastly is India. But first I'm gonna run down the research that I had with it. So with India, folk music has evolved through theater and mass media. Historically, forms like Hindustani music and Nautanki theater blended storytelling with songs. And most of the folk music experienced an era of British colonial oppression. And folk music only experienced a revival once folk theater or film and media incorporated the folk music into their repertoire to perform. And eventually this led into the Bollywood style of music, and due to their popularity associated with like the film industry, Indian music studios then began incorporating Western instruments and styles. For example, musicians would blend the traditional sounds with like jazz, Latin, and Western instruments, which helped the folk tunes gain like national recognition. And this creates a major debate about how some people believe that modernization caused cultural erosion, while others believe it like sparked creativity and more relevance. Overall, these adaptations help preserve cultural identity in both rural and urban settings. So lastly is India. Hope you guys enjoy. Did you guys like that piece?
Yeah!
This piece was really truly an experiment for me, synthesizing like a bunch of different folk songs, rhythms, scales, and like melodies from India, my own personal preferences, and if you guys heard it, like a little bit of modern music. And I really wanted to end this whole performance with a banger. And truthfully, I composed this piece more than like 3 years ago, and this piece itself was really what motivated me to compose other songs about folk music of other countries, and I wanted to learn more about adaptations of folk music in modern society and how I can represent folk music in modern society. So yeah, across all these countries that I researched, really the regional traditions helped form the foundations of the folk music, and adaptations really help keep the traditions alive. And modern platforms like performances like this and the media really help expand folk music's reach. And so ultimately, I believe that adaptations do not erase tradition, instead they transform it, and hopefully you guys saw that through my performance, or our performance. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for coming.